Have you ever wondered what it's like to live by a strict code of honor, loyalty, and violence in the shadows of Japan's neon-lit cities where tattoos aren't just art, but a silent badge of fear and respect? Welcome to the secretive and dangerous world of the Yakuza, Japan's most notorious crime syndicate. Origins of the Yakuza. The story of the Yakuza doesn't start in the dark alleys of Tokyo or the smoky backrooms of Osaka. It begins over 400 years ago in feudal Japan, with two unlikely groups: the takiya, who were peddlers and merchants often looked down upon by society, and the bakuto, gamblers who made their living through dice and deception. And while both were outsiders, they formed early criminal organizations that offered protection and identity to those who had none. As Japan modernized, these two factions slowly merged, and by the early 20th century, a new kind of organized crime was born, one that operated with structure, hierarchy, and a chilling sense of discipline, laying the foundation for what we now know as the modern Yakuza. The structure, like a military machine. The Yakuza isn't just a gang, it's a tightly run organization with ranks, rituals, and a clear chain of command, where at the top sits the oyabun, or boss, who is seen not just as a leader, but as a father figure, while members lower in the hierarchy are called kobun, meaning loyal children, who follow orders without question in exchange for protection, status, and belonging. Loyalty in the Yakuza is not symbolic. It's real, brutal, and lifelong, and one of the most infamous examples of this is the act of yubitsumi, where a member cuts off a piece of their own finger as a way of apologizing for failure or disobedience, a ritual that is both painful and powerful, showing that mistakes are paid in blood, not just words. Symbols and tattoos, a language of fear and pride. If you've ever seen full-body tattoos in Japanese art, what you're probably looking at is irizumi, the elaborate and colorful body ink that Yakuza members wear under their clothes, not for show, but as a private symbol of pride, pain, and identity. And while the rest of the world might see tattoos as fashion, in the Yakuza, they're a language of loyalty, sacrifice, and defiance against normal society. Each tattoo tells a story: dragons for strength, koi fish for perseverance, samurai for honor. And they're not done with machines, but by hand, using traditional tools in a process so painful and slow, it can take years to complete a single bodysuit, making them not just artworks, but badges earned through suffering. Business of crime. Clean on the outside, dirty on the inside. Unlike what you see in Hollywood, the Yakuza don't always hide in the shadows. In fact, they often operate in broad daylight, owning real businesses like construction companies, restaurants, nightclubs, and even stock market portfolios, blending into the legal world while running illegal empires beneath the surface. From drug trafficking, loan sharking, and illegal gambling to cybercrime, extortion, and even human trafficking, the Yakuza have their hands in nearly every dark corner of the economy. But what makes them even more terrifying is how they maintain an image of order and honor while committing crimes that destroy lives in silence. Yakuza in society. Feared but sometimes respected. Strangely, the Yakuza have also been known to help people during times of crisis, like after the Kobe earthquake in 1995 and the 2011 tsunami, when they delivered food, water, and supplies to victims faster than the government, a paradox that leaves many Japanese citizens confused, torn between fear and a strange sense of respect for the gangsters who sometimes do what the system cannot. But make no mistake, while they may wear suits and act like businessmen, the Yakuza are not heroes. They are criminals who exploit the weak, and every act of charity is usually a mask for deeper control and manipulation of local communities and politics. Decline and change. The future of the Yakuza. In recent years, Japan's government has launched an all-out war against organized crime, passing strict anti-Yakuza laws that make it harder to open bank accounts, rent apartments, or even get a phone if you're associated with the gang. And the once mighty syndicates that operated openly now find themselves shrinking, splitting, and evolving into smaller, more secretive units. Many former members now go underground, forming hangar groups, loosely connected criminal circles without the old codes or hierarchy, which may be even more dangerous because they lack the rules that once kept the violence somewhat in check, meaning a new, more unpredictable form of organized crime could be rising from the ashes. Global reach, beyond Japan. What many people don't realize is that the Yakuza don't just operate in Japan. They have networks that stretch into Korea, Thailand, the United States, and even Europe, involved in weapons smuggling, international drug trade, and money laundering, using their business skills and connections to expand quietly while avoiding the global spotlight. Law enforcement agencies across the world now work together to track their movements, but the Yakuza's ability to adapt, bribe, and outmaneuver the system has kept them alive far longer than anyone expected. So next time you hear the word Yakuza, don't just think of video games or movies filled with gunfights and fast cars. Think of a centuries-old organization built on loyalty, brutality, discipline, and deception, where every smile hides a secret, every tattoo tells a tale, and every handshake could be a silent promise of something dark. Because in the world of the Yakuza, honor is deadly, loyalty is painful, and power always comes at a cost.